I am going to give you some tips. I'm going to tell you how to make your content creation really easy and take a lot of the pain out of content strategy in 2025. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Tamara Hamilton. I am a digital marketing strategist with over 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I have been a digital marketer for over 10 years. It is something I really enjoy, and I'm going to do. Yep. Okay. We have sound. I'm very excited to be here. So excited. I am sweating. I am sweating. So we have a fan, a hand fan to take care of that. Hopefully that's not interfering with the mic, because when I have the room fan on, you can kind of hear it in the background, and that is not fun. So anyway, content is going to be so important in 2025. It's going to be more important than it normally is. Content is an income producing activity. Where most people mess up is they think that content is the only income producing activity that they should do, right? Because they're following people like myself and others who have even much larger followings than I do, but I'm proof that you don't have to have the largest following to be able to monetize it, right? And I was able to monetize IG, for example, with less than 300 followers, probably less than 200, to be honest with you. It was somewhere between 200, 300 followers where I was able to monetize IG, okay? So you don't need a lot of followers. What you need is, a pretty much a 5-step process, right? And one of the things, like I said, people rely too heavily on content. They expect content to do it all. And as you get better, content will do more and more for you. But in the beginning, you kind of have to have a couple different wheels spinning, okay? But content is going to definitely be a great way to attract your perfect ideal client to you. So that is the very first thing you need to do, is to know who it is that you serve, okay? You have to know who it is that you serve. I recently did a strategy session with a author. She is an author, but her business is, she actually helps authors with their marketing and getting their books launched, right? She takes away a lot of the work from them and she does the work for them. And that was one of the things that we revisited in our session, was who is it that you serve? Because she didn't have a lot of clarity on it. And what a lot of people suffer from is they think that they should be talking to everyone. And the reality is, when you talk to everyone, you are talking to no one. Okay. When you're talking to everyone, you are in fact talking to no one, because the purpose of your content is to attract, and how you attract is with your message, and your message needs to make people feel seen, heard, and acknowledged, right? That's how people connect with you, is by feeling seen, heard, and acknowledged. I tell people it's kind of like you're sitting in church on Sunday and pastor is talking, and you're like, my grandma or my mom have been telling him all my business again, but they haven't. But he knows people, he knows his congregation, he knows the struggles, the pains that his congregation are going through, because yes, they talk to him, but he's also had so many conversations with different members of the congregation over his tenure as a pastor, right? And so it's very similar to that. You need to know who it is that you serve. You need to know, what are their pain points? What are their struggles? Because you can go back on my profile and you will see I have a video that tells you the 5 reasons that people buy. They want to save time, save money, make money, avoid pain, or they want pleasure. Those are the 5 primary reasons that people buy, right? And so the other mistake that everyone makes is that they want to create content that just sells. When you create content that just sells, you actually turn people away. Now, the flip side of that is people will make content that just educates, but they never ask for the sale. And that is just as bad as It's kind of worse because you have all these people who love your content and they engage with it, but they never buy because you haven't given them a reason to. You haven't hit that one of those 5 reasons of why they should buy from you. And that can be a big problem. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know who it is that you serve, right? And you need to know how your product or service basically solves a problem for them. I always say the person who solves the most problems is the person who's going to win, right? The marketer who solves the most problems is the one who's going to win, or the marketer who solves the problem best, right? We often think that it's the best product that is the number one spot, and it's not. It's the one who had the best marketing message that made people take action. And so you have to know those 5 reasons that people buy in order to help people make that buying decision. So when I create my content, I like to create my content to not only attract, but also answer top questions that people have about the buying process, especially because I've sold physical products and I've sold digital products. I've sold a whole lot of them. I'm looking at certificates over here, certificates for all the skincare that I've sold. And that's for just one brand, over $75,000 for just one brand. I've sold at least $500,000 of skincare in my online digital marketing career, right? And through content, right? Through a community, which further deepens that connection. So you need to know what content to make, right? So you can't just go about making content every day where you're dancing and lip syncing. I've always been very much against that, very much, because that content is going to make a lot of people gravitate towards you, but they're not going to know why they're there. And they're not going to want to know why they should keep tuning in, why they should keep coming back to your content. And that can be a problem. So if you're new here, go ahead and comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to give you a shout out. I'd love to, answer any questions that you have. Also, just realized I was looking at the whole screen, the wrong screen, the entire time. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I've seen a lot of content around people in the kitchen prepping their food and showing, their cooking process and what they're cooking. And I think it's awesome. It's awesome, right? Because that helps people get to know you and that makes people want to keep coming back, right? Because people do business with those they know, like, trust, and remember. And so that's why you also have to have the automation. You have to have the systems in place for my content calendar that I'm going to talk to you about. I actually released that to my VIPs on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday morning? Very wee hours of the morning on Wednesday, and I woke up to sales. Okay. How was I able to do that without having to manually do everything? Through automation. So we're not going to really get into that today, but just know that is an important piece. But I'm just going to, since we're talking do's and don'ts already, I want you to understand one of the things people get caught up on in the beginning is they spend way too much time building funnels in automation. Keep your automation as simple as possible in the beginning. You want to collect leads and you want to be able to deliver what they purchase, right? You want to be able to take them to a page that tells them what the product is. They can check out and get it automatically without you having to touch it. That is the name of the game. Okay. I promise you, once you get that first sale, without having to do anything, especially if it happens in your sleep, or if you, like, I've been at my grandson's basketball games and had sales come through all the way from the United Kingdom. If you've had sales come in while you're at the beach, I've had that happen numerous times, from Miami Beach to a beach in San Diego where money is coming in. That is a wonderful feeling, right? Because I will be honest with you, just to take a little sidestep here for a minute, there are your family and friends are going to think you're crazy. They're going to think you're crazy. Right. They're going to think, who do you think you are to be doing this? You don't know this, or you know that. You don't know anything about that stuff. And your goal should not necessarily be to shut them up, because once you shut them up, then you're not going to want to know what to do. But the point is, once you start making that money, you're going to be able to shut them up. And you have to remember that you are doing something that they don't understand and that they've never done before. And so you can't let their lack of vision dissuade you. You can't let their lack of vision be a hindrance to you just because they don't see it. You got to remember, God gave you the vision, not them. Okay. You have to do what you have to do for you and your situation, for you and your family. Okay. That is super duper important to know, okay? Because they're going to think you're crazy. They're not going to get it. They only understand trading time for money, whether it's a six-figure job, because I've got a double master's degree, right? Whether it's a six-figure job, whether it's flipping burgers at McDonald's, they're going to think you're crazy from thinking that you can work anywhere in the world. They're gonna think you're crazy, and you're just gonna have to let them think you're crazy. You're gonna have to kind of tune them out. You might even have to go into isolation for some time. Okay. And that is okay. That is acceptable. That is normal. That is par for the course. And it's probably going to make you get there even faster without having all that negativity, right? I still, every day, first thing in the morning, I do my prayers. I do my devotional, right? I do my mindset work so I can get on here, and whatever happened yesterday, whatever happened last night, whatever, if I dropped my coffee and broke the coffee cup this morning, you wouldn't know it unless I happen to mention it, but I'm in a different space from whatever happened in that moment. I'm not bringing that moment here. I can talk about it and move on. Right. And that's why your other income producing activity is personal development. You have to have personal development. Okay. Your personal development is going to be your number one income producing skill, because income will seldom exceed um, personal development. I'm pulling something up here. Okay. So those are just that's like the pre work. That's what you have to understand. Right. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Okay. So you have to understand that you are doing something that no one else has done before, and it's not going to necessarily be easy. But if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it, and everybody would be doing it. Okay? It's not that hard though either. It's really not. You just have to get with the right person. You have to get with the right system in order for it to work, right? So whether you're selling digital products, because a lot of people, including myself, the content calendar that I have for you today is a digital product, right? I've got a whole library. I have libraries of digital products. Okay. Digital products, beauty products. Well, wigs technically would be beauty products. It could be vacation packages. It could be, I know people that sell chicken dinners on social media. Okay. You could, I mean, people sell, all you got to do is scroll through the clock app, especially, and you will see, there are people who do jewelry shows pretty much daily, and they're packed out, and people buy jewelry from them pretty much every day. But that's why mindset is important, because one day you might make a lot of sales, and then the next day you might not. That's just how it goes. But the thing is, if you keep going, there, my friend M, who I actually got Digital Boss Academy DBA from, I have watched her glow up, and I am so excited for her, seeing how she has glowed up and her business has glowed up in the last 6 months, right? She, like sometimes we get overwhelmed, we get super busy, because I do coaching too. So I get coaching clients, and my calendar just doesn't always allow for me to come on and go live as much as I would like. And what's going on here? And she just made a pact, right? I did the same thing in like May and June. I went live every single day. Might have missed 2 days between May and June. And by the end of June, things were, it carried me clear through September, even October, just from those 30 to 60 days of dedicated focus of one activity, right? Because going live is content. So maybe we should do that. Okay. What do you think about that? Should we just define what content is? Let me know in the comments. Should we define what content is? Because we want to talk about money making content. We don't want to talk about, like I said, keeping up with the trends and keeping up with the Joneses. Because, I resisted the clock app for quite some time. I did, because I was like, I'm not dancing and singing, and I still haven't done it because it's just not my thing. It's not something that I do very well. Never really even did it in middle school or high school. So getting on this app and suddenly becoming, like the karaoke queen, and, doing like the what was the one back in the day, renegade and all that. First of all, I got 2 left feet. Okay. So that made me not want to do and be on the clock app for the longest period of time. And then, the shutdowns and that happened. And so we Gen X like flocked to the clock app, and it's been rolling for me ever since. Because if you can really get good with short form video, you can really make some things happen. And if you can get really good, really comfortable in front of the camera and go live, you would be amazed at what can happen. And just so you know, when you're live, there are people watching anonymously. You don't even know. You never even know that they're watching. So video is definitely a form of content. Video is your highest income form of content, because it's going to attract the right people to you if you have the right strategy. And it will actually also not only help you convert new customers, it will help you retain and even upsell existing customers. I hope y'all caught that, because that was some good. That's good right there. That is top of the line, primo right there. Video will not only help you attract the right perfect customers to you, clients, it will help you retain existing customers and keep them coming back, and educate them and show them new ways to use the product or service that they might not have even thought about, make them remember to keep using the product, and even introduce them to new product. But it's a strategy. And see, the thing is y'all make one type of video and you don't get results, and you have to have a strategy. And a lot of times what I actually recommend is you actually work directly with someone like myself to determine where is the first step that we can make an impact. Let's fix that and then move on, right? So do we need to first start attracting people? Okay, so if you're attracting people though, if you're attracting people and you've got people engaged, how do we move them to the next step, which is to raise their hand and not only follow or subscribe, but opt in to direct contact with you? Because that's what we call a lead. When they opt in and say, hey, I want to be in direct communication from you, I want to hear from you. That's the next step, right? And so if you have that happening, but you're not turning people into sales, now we have some other things to look at, including your content, but also looking at what's going on in your emails. What's happening once they, if you're collecting the emails, you're collecting the text messages, but you're not keeping in contact with them, that's probably why you ain't making no sales. Right? So if you're what I want you to understand is, if you are brand new to content marketing, if you are brand new to digital marketing, and content marketing is a form of digital marketing, you can't expect to know how to do all of these things at once. You just can't. It's not fair to you. You need to take some of that pressure off of yourself. And I promise you, those people you see who say, "Oh, I made XXX in YYY days or months," what you're missing is they probably weren't brand spanking new. In more cases than not, they were not brand spanking new. They had some time under their belt. They had some experience under their belt, and they might be new to a particular avenue or a particular product or a particular way, and they've just refined and refined and refined, and then they hit pay dirt. Okay, so the shortcut is something like the 2025 content calendar, because what that is going to do is it's going to give you at least one piece of content every single day, but it's not going to be the same type of content every single day, right? It was specifically developed around this 5C framework, and you're going to create content around these 5Cs, which includes connection, conversation, building community, conversion, right? So even if you just posted one piece of really good content a day, in a lot of cases, that's better than posting 5 really bad pieces of content a day. Okay. Is a lot better than that, right? Because if you can bring somebody in and move them through step by step to conversion, you can win. You can win, right? The other thing I need you to understand is that your content, you want it to drive conversations, and just know that it's not just conversations in the comments. People should be coming to your inbox. People should be coming to your inbox and asking you questions. People should be hunting you down and finding you on social media. Now, for me, it's very easy for them to find me. They click the link, the link and my bio. Who's that showing some love? Thank you, Jen. Right? They click the link and my bio, and everything is there, so they can find me and they can contact me. I've had people, for example, buy DBA and they have questions, and they find me and they're in my inbox in Messenger on FB for my large FB business page. Okay. So, it's about that conversation, because I'm going to tell you, it's not like it used to be, where you just make a bunch of videos and people just are buying just because they're buying. I won't say money is tightening up, but I will say that regardless of what's happening in the economy, regardless of what's happening politically, people have trust issues, because there are marketers out there who've messed it up for everybody, right? And so they want to know, can they trust you? They want to know, is somebody going to be there to answer their questions when things go wrong? And not necessarily even go wrong, but when they have a question, if there's a hiccup, if something, like I saw a really big influencer talking about somebody bought something and a piece of automation for whatever reason just broke, right? But they were able to get a hold of them and they fixed it like really, really quickly, and it was cool. And that's what happens when you attract the right people to you for the right reason. When you attract the wrong people to you for the wrong reason, that's when they want to smear your name all over social media and drag you through the mud. And that's why it's important to be responsive. You want to be responsive. Okay. So let's talk about the 2025 content calendar. Okay. I have way too many tabs open. But it's going to be 365 days of content ideas that engage, build community, and convert like hotcakes. Okay. You'll get 150 viral video captions and hooks. These are not random. These are intentional. Okay. These are intentional because they were studied, and they studied 1,000 viral hooks and captions. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. They studied 1,000 viral hooks and captions and narrowed it down to 150 of the most effective. the most viral. Okay. So you're going to be in good hands with that. Okay. 93 high converting and non salesy call to actions. Because let me tell you, with 10 years of digital marketing experience, the same call to action over and over again as the content creator gets stale really, really fast. So I can imagine for your following how stale it gets and how fast it gets. So you have to get creative, not only to keep your audience engaged, but to keep you engaged, boo, because you should be your number one fan. All right. You're going to get, those are actually your bonuses, the 150 viral content, video hooks and captions, and the 93 conversions, 93 high converting call to actions. Let me see if let me pull up the actual calendar. You have to join me on one of the other platforms to see it, because my phone is all holstered up, and the clock app does not like for us to point the phone at computer screens, but I will do my best to describe it to you. Okay, so there's the cover image, right? And then for every month, it looks just like a calendar, and it is going to tell you exactly what to create. Now, I gotta blow this up a little bit so that I can actually read it. Okay. So, like, for example, Friday, January 3rd, it says to reintroduce yourself to your followers and what they can expect from you. I actually did this not too long ago. So you can go through and scroll through my feed on the Clock app. And what I did was, one of the reasons I really love the Clock app is because it takes engagement to another level. So when someone asks questions underneath your video, you can reply with a video. And one of my coaching philosophies is I like to create tools rather than be the tool. So when someone has a question, I can point them to the tool rather than the time suck of answering the same question from 50 different people all day long, every day. I can point them to a tool, and that frees up time for me to be on here doing my income producing activity of being live, right? So that's what I did. Someone asked a question and I answered, and it was a reintroduction of myself. You know, I always say, like, Jay-Z, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove, H to the O-V. Okay. And so I like to do that every so often, right? You can do it in your story. Some people have story templates where they just every so often they run two to three, sometimes one slide of who they are, what they do, and who they serve. There we go. Have to decline that. Somebody weird trying to get on here with me. Okay. So you have, for every single month, you get a piece of content for every single day. Okay. Every single day. It does not mean that you have to post the one for that day, but the idea is there are 365 pieces of content. You have one good solid piece of content every single day, and that still leaves you room to do the little fun stuff if you like to do the fun stuff. But content is a game of intention. You have to be intentional with your content. Okay. You must be intentional. Okay. Now we're looking at the bonuses, the viral video and caption hooks, right? So there are 150 of them. And what I love is they're broken down into categories, right? So there's a category of personal experiences and transformation. Some of the most viral content that you see, especially in short form video, falls into this category. It's where you are making a bold statement. You are making a stance. You are taking a stance. You're putting your stake in the ground and saying, this is what I stand for, or I never expected this to happen, but when I did this, this is exactly what happened. So let me give you some of these viral captions and hooks. Here's how I turned my passion for blank into blank. And they even give you an example here. I give you an example here. Here's how I turned my passion for photography into a thriving business. That is a personal experience and transformation. The hardest part of blank that no one talks about. These are the things that make people stop the scroll. Okay. These are the things that make people stop the scroll, hands down, because now you've said something that makes them say, wait, what did she say? I want to hear the rest of this. I want to see where this is going. And the more you can get people to stop the scroll and watch more of your video, the more your video is going to get in front of more people, increasing the potential for you to not only collect a lead, someone who wants to stay in contact with you in direct communication, but someone who also may just buy, especially with like your low ticket items. Okay. But don't think that low ticket items are the only things that can happen that way. Cause I this summer I told the story multiple times of how in just a matter of 4 emails or so, I got my highest pay in full upfront client ever. Okay. And it was, won't make income claims, but it was more than that one client. It was more than a lot of people make in a couple months. Okay. All right. So there are also the educational tips, tricks, and tutorials. So I'm not telling you don't do education. What I'm telling you is don't just get stuck in the conundrum of only doing educational, because you know how I know without even looking at your content that you're stuck in education mode? Because I hear things like, yeah, people are engaging with my content, but I'm not getting any leads. Nobody's taking any action. And it's because you're overeducating. You're not giving them a compelling reason to buy. And it could be as simple as your call to action. It could be as simple as that. Okay. So here's an example. What you need to know before you move to London. Right? There's a lot of that content out there, and people eat that stuff up, especially in this environment right now. The unconventional way to blank that nobody talks about, the unconventional way to grow a personal brand that nobody talks about. Right? This is content made simple, especially if you were to upgrade to my content masterclass bundle and get the video training where you get an over the shoulder look at how I use ChatGPT because I use this calendar and I use these hooks and these prompts myself. I'm not preaching at you. I'm talking to you from my own experience. And my first quarter last year was rock solid because of this content calendar system. And I was using the content calendar system to actually promote the content calendar and sell it. Okay. Now, this is not master resale rights. It does not come with PLR or private label rights. Okay. So here's another one, the unconventional way to blank that nobody talks about. The unconventional way to grow I already did that one. How my client went from blank to blank in just 3 months. I can tell you a story about that one from my own. I have a client who went from barely $200 in sales a month to $10,000 in sales a month in a matter of 2 months. And in fact, the first month she hit 5 with me. Right. And so then I can tell the story of what we did. And I'm pretty sure either in a live video or a short form video, that story is out there. And then I show the social proof of our conversation of her just in awe and thanking me because her husband was about to make her go back and get a job. And she didn't want to do that. She believed in what she does so much that she wanted to make it work. She wanted to make it happen. It was about helping her clients. She's very much into serving her clients. So she had the strong foundation. Because if you don't know who you serve and you want to sit there and keep telling me you work with everybody, I'm not going to work with you because I don't work with everybody. Woo! That's golden right there. That's fire. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you and welcome back, dear. See what I mean about building community? By the way, Carolyn, you want this content calendar to go with DBA. You want this guy. In fact, if you grab the content calendar while I am live today, I will actually throw in a 30-minute strategy session. Okay. If you grab the content calendar while I'm live today, I will throw in a 30-minute strategy session to help you fold it into your current strategy. All you have to do is go to the LINK and my BIO. And did I even mention that I have a Black Friday special going? This content calendar bundle system is so great at getting conversions. It is 50% off. You can get it for $49.99 through the 2nd, I believe, through Sunday. Sunday is the 1st. You can get it for $49.99 through the 1st. So not only are you getting a 50% discount, if you grab it while I am live, you will get a free 30-minute strategy session with me. Now, I can only offer that to 3 people because my December calendar is very, very full. And I can't believe I'm even offering this now that I think about it. So I got to limit it to the first 3. The first 3 to grab this bundle while I am live, you will get a free 30-minute strategy session, which honestly, I can't even, I'm feeling really generous because it's Black Friday. Because a 30-minute strategy session and you're already getting a 50% discount, that really goes against my marketing morals. I'm just keep it real with you. That goes against my marketing morals to do that. But I want as many people as possible to stop struggling with content, to stop getting up and staring at the phone and scrolling aimlessly looking for inspiration and getting caught in that time suck of just scrolling and scrolling, and it actually turns into doom scrolling, and you forgot while you're there. Because you're looking for viral sounds, you're looking for inspiration, right? Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, so we talked about educational tips. Okay, so let's talk about controversial opinion hooks. Again, these are your bold stances. This is your scroll stopping content. Let me just do a check for comments as well and questions. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so this is where you're making a very bold statement. See, a lot of times we are afraid of making that bold statement because we are going to turn people away. And when we turn people away, that's actually a good thing. Because I can tell you, and if you've been around me for any period of time, you know I believe not only in attracting, but repelling. I want to attract my perfect ideal client and repel my disaster nightmare client. Okay, I want to repel them. So I will tell you, this is not for you if you think that everyone is your potential customer or client, because they are not. They're not. Okay. I will also tell you with regard to these hooks, if you purchase the content calendar bundle system, or with the video training last year, you still want to upgrade and get this updated calendar because you got 365 new ideas, and I paid and had a study done of 1,000 viral videos for the most impactful captions and hooks, along with 93 calls to action. Okay. So, for example, stop believing the hype about, right? Stop believing the hype about get rich quick schemes. How blank is or is not actually hurting your progress. How intermittent fasting is actually hurting your progress. How extreme exercise, how rigorous exercise in your 40s and 50s is preventing you from losing the belly fat. Okay. So you want to be very controversial, right? You know, yes, there's always the tried and true. I hate to be the one to say this, or unpopular opinion. People are kind of numb to that. So that's why this is refreshed for you to be able to get the most current viral video captions and hooks, right? And is it all encompassing and inclusive? No. Will there be new ones that come up? Yes, but they're already being taken note of. Okay. And that's why getting in my community, getting on my email list, I will share that information out to you when it comes up. Okay. The sneaky downside to blank that no one mentions, the sneaky downside to minimalism that no one mentions, right? Like I can think sometimes you get bored. But I remember when, when my kids were younger and they were in private school and I worked and had corporate apparel, it made getting ready in the morning a breeze because everybody didn't have to stand in front of the closet and figure out what they were going to wear. It made life very, very simple. Here's why blank is overrated. Here's why morning routines are overrated. Now, I don't believe that, but you can swap that around and turn it into what you want. All right. Now, here's another category. These categories are not even the same categories from the 2024 content calendar bundle. Okay. So this is fascination and intrigue. You won't believe what happens when you try to blank. You won't believe what happens when you try mindfulness meditation for 10 minutes a day for 7 days. You won't believe what happens when you go live for 30 minutes for 30 days. That's a great challenge. You won't believe what happens when you go live for 30 minutes for 30 days. You really won't believe what happens. Like I have the data of how clicks to my offer skyrocketed and I created content about it. Okay. So that's where that hook comes from. What I found while exploring blank will shock you, right? That's one of those words that creates curiosity. That's one of those words that actually sells. Okay. It's a well used word in copywriting. What I found while exploring the world of crypto will shock you. Okay. Now keep in mind, you also want to be doing your visual hooks also. Point of view. These are not the only ones, right? Like each category has a good 30, some I think one has 50 or 60. Okay. Point of view, scenario based. Point of view, you decided to walk away from blank to that blank. You decided to walk away from toxic friends who try to sabotage you to more meaningful connections in a supportive and collaborative environment, for example. Okay. Point of view, when your blank goes viral overnight, because it can be very interesting what happens to people when their video goes viral overnight, right? Or it could be point of view, what happens when your viral content bundle goes viral overnight. Okay. Point of view, you choose blank over security, and here's what happened. Thank you. I was like, what does that sound? Thank you, Cortez. Thank you. My friend Cortez Hustle. I was just sharing how there was a comment you had made, and I turned that comment, I used that comment and did a reply video and did an introduction video, and how that is content and why I love the Clock app for that reason. So today we're going over, I launched on Wednesday morning to my VIP list, and I'm launching it publicly, my 2025 content bundle. I had a 2024 content calendar bundle and it has been updated. And so I'm going over the differences and what's included in the 2025 bundle. I'm offering 50% off through Sunday in celebration of Black Friday. So it's only $49.99. It has a value of $197, but I still only retail it for $100. And so it is on sale for $49.99. And on top of that, I am actually giving away for the first 3 that buy while I am live, a free 30-minute strategy session to go over and help you get to implementing on this right away and start creating your first piece of content or two from this bundle. And I can't believe I'm doing that because my December calendar is pretty nutso, but I'm going to do it. I said it, and so I'm going to commit to it. Okay. So now let's talk about these high converting calls to action. Okay. So these two are broken into categories, right? So here's how you can use call to actions that are going to get more comments to boost you in the algorithm. Thank you for the love. Okay. So there's a down arrow. Okay. So basically drop below if you agree or disagree. Right? What's the first thing that this makes you think of? From 1 to 100, how relatable is this? What's your take? Drop it below. Want more of this? Drop an emoji. Okay? Finish the sentence. And these are great for getting engagement in your stories because stories is a great piece of content that sells. Okay? Stories definitely convert. Okay. Now there are call to actions to get more shares, which help you reach more eyeballs. Comments are going to boost you in the algorithm, and shares are going to help you reach more eyeballs. Share this with someone who needs a reminder. Tag a person who needs to see this. You know what to do with some emojis. Add this to your story to brighten someone's day. Okay. To get more saved. Saves are going to boost you in the algorithm. Save this gem. Save this as a reminder. Save this to come back to later. That is still one of my favorite because I am a saver, right? Save this. Thank me later. Save this to your inspo collection. Okay. So the call to actions are really, really important. And they are one of the number one reasons people don't get conversions. But you first do have to be, attracting and even collecting leads. Grow your audience with more followers. So call to actions like follow me if you're serious about this goal. Hit the follow button to stay updated. Hit the follow button for more marketing mindset, mentoring, and monetization from me, right? Ready to hit that goal? Step 2, hit follow. Step 1, hit follow. Want to reach this goal? First, make sure to follow me. Get more sales. I told you we're going to get you some conversions, right? If you just want to get the best call to actions, you want the hooks and the call to actions, you want to get this, and you want to get it while I'm live because I'm giving away 30-minute strategy sessions. Okay. And you can get it at a discount. That is definitely not going to be here to stay, right? Especially for 30 minutes and you're only, for $50. Okay. So want more tips like this? My offer dives even deeper. Explore LINK and BIO. I'm spelling it out. Ready to take the next step forward to your result, whatever your result is. Learn more about my offer, whatever your offer is, by visiting the LINK and my BIO. Curious how I can help you achieve a specific goal? Comment below the keyword and I'll send you more info. If you like this post, my offer takes it to the next level. Check the LINK and my BIO. Okay. So I'm telling you, this content bundle is exactly what you want and are looking for if you are struggling with what to post, right? Even with DBA, this is the perfect companion to DBA. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there is a lot of content in DBA that you can use, okay? And yes, there are hooks and even call to actions in there. But these have been studied, these are up to date, and these are relevant. These are high converting. And when you pair these PDFs with this PDF with ChatGPT, you are going to be amazed at how easy content creation is going to be. I'm not going to spill it. You got to grab the bundle. It is only $50. And yes, you can use Klarna. So you can get it for what? $15 or so today, $17. You can get started with this content bundle for, I don't know, let me do the math. I used to be really good. It used to be called the human calculator. Not anymore. 49.99 divided by 4. Oh my God. I was way overshooting. For less than $13, for $12.50, you can get started with this content bundle today. You can get started with this content bundle today. So let me tell you, because I do have testimonials. So let me pull them up. In fact, I'm actually going to play one for you. Okay, I'm going to play one for you.
Tamira, I am watching the masterclass from Saturday and absolutely blown away. I'm about 45 minutes in right now. And oh my gosh, so good. So I've been using ChatGPT for a few weeks now. And the prompts, I love them, and it's awesome. And I love how you're teaching how to tie it all together using ChatGPT prompts. And so I'm excited for even more. All right, Tamira. So I just checked out and just finished the last of the masterclass. Oh my goodness, so many ideas, so many frameworks to start using, especially in my prompts. Thank you so much. I know that probably, honestly, within the next 2 weeks, I'm probably going to make 10 times what I invested in your class and the calendar. And so thank you so much. I'm so jacked, so fired up. Keep an eye out because we've got some fun stuff coming.
And that is Bear. And Bear has been absolutely slaying it with content. He has a virtual, he's a virtual wedding officiant, and he has been slaying it with content in 2024. He not only got the content calendar, he actually upgraded to the video training where I tie in ChatGPT. So once you get the calendar, if you decide that's what you want, I can definitely help you with this. Okay, so here is my client, Lou Boyd, who's giving me data in Messenger. She says data for you. And this was just January 24th. This was just January 24th of this year. And so that's like 24 days of using the content calendar. Okay. $1,918.30. And by the way, she was the customer that in December of 2023 didn't even do $200 in sales. So she nearly 10x'd her sales. Okay. She had 7 new customers, 3 came back, all done in January, and she was sick for 10 days. That I say that is awesome. Let's keep it going. I know we will and build on it. Katia and Stephanie Green, owners of Hey SK e-commerce store and self-care brand. My wife and I working with Tamira has been amazing. In one session, she gave us powerhouse steps to take our business to the next level. She gave us actionable steps that worked for our schedule. She is an awesome individual, and we are glad we have her in our circle of influence. Okay. There is another one. I have to find this one. So okay, yeah. You know, I can give you an example of where someone is asking me, you know, they're based on my content on my stories using these frameworks and the calendar along with the prompts for the call to action and the hooks. Happy New Year's. Are you a business mentor? If so, what all do you offer? And they wound up buying my Pinterest, my Pin Profits Mastery course. Okay. So here is Robin Rogers. She said, Tamira Hamilton, I went to print my calendar today and was like, oh my God, how does she come up with all of this? I feel like I owe you money. She said she feels like she owes me money. Okay. So I don't know what else to tell you, but content is the name of the game. Content is how you are going to win people over and show them that you are and you have the key to helping them succeed, to helping them engage, right? To help them grow their business. You have to have a really good content strategy that converts. And just singing and dancing and doing trends without tying that trend back to what it is that you do and how you serve and help to your perfect ideal client to understand and know, hey, I'm here, make them aware, attract and make them aware. Why are you even creating content if you're not doing that? It's going to keep you from staring at the screen, from scrolling aimlessly, thinking you're going to find inspiration. You can take this content calendar and you can have your content plan for a week at a time, for a month at a time, but you've got 365 days. So there are 365 days in this year, in this upcoming year. It is not a leap year. Okay? 365 days of content. One good solid piece of content every day, not all the same type of content, is going to be more impactful than 5 really bad pieces of content that don't attract any clients, that don't build community, that don't spark conversation, that don't lead to conversion. Content is a game of intent. You have to be intentional with your content. If you are not being intentional with your content, again, what are you posting for? And that's why you kind of hate it, right? Because I work with people and I take them from they're posting content, but they're not getting results to, okay, let's get you not only posting content, but getting you results. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, it's going to be that your content is driving people to your inbox. You're having the conversation with people, right? Because if you're just making sporadic content and content that just doesn't really connect or draw people in, you're just putting content out there. And that's why your account isn't growing. Because you should be able to, in a lot of cases with the right strategy, you should be able to get to 1K followers fairly quickly on the Clock app. It's not something that should take a year or 6 months. I did it fairly quickly, and that was several years ago. Okay. I actually had to come back and look at my strategy and start incorporating more trendy stuff, but with strategy to grow my account faster. Because I'm just not one that I just don't believe I have to have a huge account. I care more about reach than followers personally. I'd rather reach more people. And so, with that said, and we've been through the content calendar and the bonuses, that should tell you which hooks I really like to use, but I can't just rely on those, right? So you got to know how to pair up the hook to what's in what's in the calendar, and then also pair up the right CTA. And that's what we can do. I can show you in a strategy session. Okay. So how long have I been on here? I've been on here about an hour and my stomach is starting to growl. So I think I'm going to go for a little bit, have some lunch, and I will come back later. But the first 3 people while I am live, don't forget, we'll get that free strategy session, and it is 50% off while it is on Black Friday special. After that, the price is going to double. The price doubles after Sunday, so you do not want to wait. You can get started for as low as $12.50 today and get your first piece of content out today. All right, I will chat with you later. Bye-bye.